Good day, my friends. Welcome to the third episode in our second series of Nugget studies entitled Satan the Devil. In the last study, we looked at how Satan betrayed his trust, which was due to iniquity which was found in him. In this study, we will look at what happened in Lucifer's life that led him to sin. In Ezekiel 28 verse 17, we read, "Thine heart was lifted up because of thy beauty. Thou hast corrupted thy wisdom by reason of thy brightness." And in Isaiah 14 verses 13 and 14, we read, "For thou hast said in thine heart, I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will be like the Most High." So we see in these verses of scripture that Lucifer developed the pride factor, and jealousy and discontent arose in his heart to the extent that he had begun to cherish desires in his heart to sit in the place of God and to demand worship from the stars of God. Friends, as we study together, I want you to keep in mind that worship is an important thing. It is the key factor in the ongoing conflict between God and Satan. God deserves worship, but Satan desires worship. Satan selfishly sought the worship which was due only to God then, and he still does now. He tempted Jesus to bow down and worship him in Matthew 4 verses 8 to 11. And today, as God calls upon all people to worship him who is our creator in Revelation 14 verses 6 and 7, we see that this infuriates Satan, that he will try to force people to worship himself or otherwise be killed. See Revelation 13 verse 15. Everyone worships someone or something: prestige, food, pleasure, possessions, education, etc. But God says, "You shall have no other gods before me," Exodus 20 verse 3. The beauty about God, though, is the fact that if we choose not to worship him, who is our creator, sustainer, and redeemer, he will honor our choice. He will not force our will. He will respect our decisions. But be it known today that if we do not choose to worship our Creator God, by default we have chosen to worship the creature. Friends, who do you worship today? Next study, we will look at what happened in heaven as a consequence of Lucifer's sin. Stay tuned. References from scripture for today's nugget come to us from Ezekiel 28 verse 17, Isaiah 14 verses 13 and 14, St. Matthew 4 verses 8 to 11, Revelation 14 verses 6 and 7, Revelation 13 verse 15, and Exodus 20 verse 3. Until next time, my friends, may the Lord richly bless your hearts and your souls.